A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember. Ember was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. Another little Ember. Speak, little one. Do not fear. The bird is a friend. Ember wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Ember, birds won't hurt you. Birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest, you'll never turn forlorn. Ember was still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one? See, night is gone. Day, birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember. The bird was disappointed. Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn. Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The Forest King spoke so gently to Ember. Perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Ember. You will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Ember is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. The guards seem pleased. Clever, I can hold that bag for you. Leave them alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. The crossroads gate was locked. The stranger wanted Ember's attention. Being careful not to speak too loudly. You should get away from here while you still can. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The stranger leaned in. But friend, those birds are really just embers, dressed up. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There were memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The forest king seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. The traveler seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine, but it's been a while since. It's my fault. It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. In a haze, they said, "You're just like me now, going round and round and round and never escaping." It was the same place as before. But how? An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time. Hidden inside was the Wanderer's journal. Another face at last, a catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more. Inside was a secret diary entry. Pink, orange, red, brown, leaves gently dancing to the ground. Crunch, crackle, lovely sound, fall into a giant mound. A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. The traveler seemed distressed. I'm sure, but it's been a while since. It's my fault. A lost message was inside. The mist is thick. One way blurs into another. Where do I end? Where does the world begin? I cannot see far enough to tell. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. Gradually, more of the map was revealed. It was like the map had been broken on purpose. The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose? The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things I shouldn't have, and now I'm lost, and it's too late. The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The statue spoke, just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn. The instrument you now hold has the power to move the world. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow. Ember found a secret note from the Wanderer. Something beckons. This place is not home. I trace the map in my head, recite the older myths. I have to move on. The stranger spoke. I said something, and now I'm lost. But it's too late. Ember found a lost message. The smell of hot broth and hearty stew wafts across the swamp. By the cook's pot I meet another. They are on their own path, but we promise to meet again. There was one last place to reach on the map. Ember felt a great relief to be out of the mist. The way through was ruined. Muffled by the fog, Ember was sure they heard. Could that have been a tremendous snore? Ember didn't mind getting muddy. The slide was such fun. A sleeping pig. They looked happy. The plant looked like it could take a hand off, and it was in Ember's way. The fruit was giving off a sickly sweet smell. The plant looked like it could take a hand, and it was in Ember's way. Ember chuckled. The dangerous plant was no match for a hungry piggy. A hideous odor filled the air. And suddenly, the reason was obvious. The pig inhaled a giant snort of air. Wait, what's that delicious smell? Ember shuffled nervously. Other embers fed me treats, but then stopped. You feed me now. As the pig chewed, a light grew in its belly. Surprising, a little sparky, but tingly in belly. But what I want is something more fruity. The pig would eat anything. Ember just needed to find more. And with each thing it ate, the light grew even brighter. Fruity, fresh, but what I want is something with more crunch. Perhaps if Ember could satisfy the pig, they might be more helpful. The skull was disgusting. Perhaps the pig would like it. This was the last thing Ember could find to offer. Crunchy, embery, not much meat, bit too bony. But what I want is... The pig's stomach made an almighty sound. Ember chuckled with relief at the large creature they had been so afraid of. The pig had vanished, but something moved beneath the surface. In a muddy pond, Ember thought the pig looked a lot less imposing. The pig shouted joyously. "The water feels so good on the skin. Join me, morsel." The pig seemed happy, but Ember wasn't getting too close. Why do I consume whatever people put in front of me? I need some true nourishment, but there's none left here. But so much cooler in this muddy pond, I can finally think. Thank you, morsel. Ember thought about the pig. Fed to bursting by others, but without nourishment. Who had the pig been before? Ember wondered. Cheerily, the stranger said, "Don't remind me of one of those golems that stood there, mouth open. I like you." a stone golem frozen in the lake, a relic from a forgotten time. Ember watched as the helpful piggy cleared the path. Inside was a scrap of journal. In the orchard, I meet the stranger from the cook's fire, a stranger no longer. Together we fill their satchel, food and memories for the road ahead. The stranger couldn't take on more. The time to grow had passed. The strangers stretched their limbs. Perhaps it is not too late after all. The strangers stretched their limbs. Perhaps it is not too late after all. Ember came upon another campfire lost in the wilderness. It looked long cold, but ready to be lit. As the forlorn awoke, the campfire flickered into life. The ghost spoke. Hope has written, I will warm them until they choose. Ember looked to the ghost for answers. This is the Hollow Marsh. Here hope was consumed before it could flourish. You must not lose hope, or you too will turn forlorn. Ember thought of those they loved, those they'd left behind. There are others lost along their journey. Find them and I will guide them. Down steps to your east, travel the path south, watching a pig grow unhappy, a forlorn lost hope. The stranger was afraid. They couldn't see what lay ahead. Ember saw their own fear reflected in the stranger. The darkness hungered for them all. Little Ember spoke hesitantly. How do you continue, never knowing if we'll reach the end? The little Ember spoke hesitantly. How do you continue, never knowing if we'll reach the end? The Wanderer's Diary. An ancient throne sits empty. No one remains to guide or protect, but we do not mind. My companion shelters with me now. We cannot help those left behind. The pot had turned cold. The fire had died. Nothing the cook made felt good enough. Endlessly stirring the same tasteless pot. Couldn't focus, sleepwalking through the days. Aimed inwards was a swirl of thoughts. In the eye of the storm, a fragile flicker. They wanted to serve something perfect. The praise of others was hollow. The cook felt numb and hurt all at once. The cook spoke softly. "Oh, hello, little one. I didn't see you. I must have lost myself for a moment." "It's supposed to be my new soup recipe, but it's not ready. It's not done." A wonderful smell wafted towards Ember. "You look starving, poor thing. Have a little taste, but it's not right yet." It was the most beautiful thing Ember had ever tasted. I know. It got no flavor, nothing special. Ember wished the cook would believe them. Oh, I'd forgotten how good it feels feeding folk. But it's not ready. There's no need to pretend just to make me feel. The cook stirred their soup, looking at Ember, looking at the pot, stirring, thinking. Soon, maybe. Oh, I used to love this. Just want to be good at it. But it feels like I'm making the same things over and nothing has flavor. I'm stuck. If you know what you want, I can try. But I really need some better ingredients. Something from the orchard could have worked. If it was still standing. Oh. The cook struggled to hold back their emotions. Pigs have gotten in the orchard. Planted every sapling I did. All me hard work ruined. Take the key and have a look yourself. I can't bear to. See if anything is left, but I promise you, there won't be. Ember found the Wanderer's diary. We stop by the warmth of another campfire. The guardian spirit provokes us, asks what we hope to resolve. I do not understand the question. My companion is silent. The stranger said excitedly, "I've not heard a magical sound a lanthorn makes. Your whole body moves. Let me tell you, I plays a good lanthorn." The orchard gate was locked and needed a key. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it.